Back here at the Wellness and Events Center, NJIT in their first home game of the season gets a win, and it's their first win of the season, defeating Western Carolina by a score of 79-71, and a great way to start under head coach Mike Lane's brand new tenure here. I'm Mike Ventola, and joining me is brand new assistant coach Aaron Gratch. And Coach Gratch, I want to thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, great to be here. Great to be here with our first win and our first home win on our first time on our home floor. So fantastic time to be here.
I was about to say, for obviously having to open up the season on the road and, still looking for that first win, but to do so here in your first home game, getting that victory, beating a good Western Carolina team, I'm sure it kind of felt like a little bit like a monkey off your back.
Oh, it was great. I mean, we had the gauntlet of going on the road for 5 straight games and getting a chance to come here on our home court for the first time and playing great with great energy, putting up 79 points up on the board too. So it was a fantastic way to be able to come home and have our first game with our first win.
All right, let's get into this game. And you have to start with the play of Kelly Guarino. 26 points, a career high for her. 7 for 12 from the field, 6 for 11 from three-point range. It felt like every three-point shot came at a crucial moment. Was this as good as you've heard about Kelly Guarino coming into NJIT?
Yeah, she was unbelievable today. She was playing with tremendous confidence. You could tell she kind of had the look in her eye where she was just going at him, and this game was just going to be hers. I mean, all the way down to the stretch, knocking down the free throws, and that big three that she hit there in the fourth quarter was kind of like the dagger. A little bit of a dagger, put a little bit of a fork in them, and really put us on to the victory, because that was a huge, huge shot along with the free throws.
Looks like as well, too, your team was extremely active in takeaways. 11, Kelly herself having 3 takeaways as well. But someone who was also very good offensively was Danielle Tunstall, who's been doing really well this season, and another double-digit performance for her. What have you seen from her from game 1 to here at this point that has allowed her to improve so graciously?
I think one of the biggest things with her is just starting to be a little bit more consistent and being an aggressive offensive player. I mean, she's continued just to be more aggressive as each game has gone on, starting to understand her role, especially within the offense, as the kids have continued to click and understand their opportunities to be able to try and score. And she's become, just knowing her spots to be aggressive, knowing her spots where she could rebound, and she's starting to be able to score, knocking down some threes, mid-range, be able to get to the rim, finishing in the break, finishing 2, got a nice layup too off the press break also, so she's being able to finish a bunch of different ways, and main thing is just because she's continuing to be more and more aggressive.
One other upperclassman I wanted to ask you about was Tatiana Torres. Quietly, she had 11 points and was a nice supporting cast member to Tunstall and Guarino here this afternoon. And for, Tatiana, who is playing with some injury right now, but still able to give it 110%. Is she exceeding, or is she meeting the goals that you and the rest of the coaches are, given to her so far here this season?
Oh, I mean, especially today, she definitely exceeded. I mean, she wasn't, she has been nursing a couple injuries and going back and forth, but she came out with tremendous energy. Started us off, I think maybe had our first 4 or 6 points and had a couple great rips and aggressive attacks to the rim to help us out in the beginning of the game. And then at the end, hit that big corner 3, or was it top of the key 3, but hit a big 3 at a time we really needed when they were starting to go on a little bit of a run and cutting into the lead at the beginning of the fourth quarter. So, she has done a great job. Her leadership has been great. And just her aggressive tone from the beginning of the game was great to see her being able to attack the rim in that kind of fashion.
2 sophomores that came in together right down the road from one another, Ellen Stoll and Des Allen, both obviously contributing in a big way. Ellen as a starter, Des as a player coming off the bench. Why do you think those two play like a cohesive unit so well?
Man, I think you hit it right there, because they kind of came in together. They know each other so well, also coming where they played against each other a whole bunch of times, with Des being from Neptune and Ellen being from St. Rose, and they both played fantastic today. Des, had some great rips and being aggressive there, trying to finish. And not only that, she had some good defensive plays, along with some big-time rebounds. And I think one of her best lines, too, is that she went 5 for 9 from the line with some of the big free throws that she hit down there. But just her being as aggressive as she was, I think was big time for us today.
One thing I wanted to ask you as well, 2 turnovers have been a big issue for your squad early on, but just 14 turnovers as a team. But you had 11 at the end of the first half, just 3 turnovers in the second half. What went on in the locker room that allowed you guys to come out and play so cleanly with the basketball in the second half?
I think it was more so just the focus of the kids. I mean, we were doing the same things that we've been doing. I think they just took more value, more pride in the ball, and making sure that they were putting themselves in good positions to not allow easy opportunities for the other team. And I think they did a great job. I think they're understanding each game that goes on. We're having, glimmers here of hope, but I think it's starting to become more together and more consistent. And I think that's what we showed there in that second half by only having 3 turnovers. That's great. And not only that we only have 3 in the game, to have a positive assist to turnover number, going 17 assists to 14 only turnovers, I think it's just fantastic. And, numbers don't always tell the truth, but those are big numbers. To have 17 assists and only 14 turnovers with 3 in the second half.
Obviously, you want to continue to celebrate this victory, but a quick turnaround in 24 hours. You have to play here at home against SEMO, Southeast Missouri University, and obviously you're going to get a chance to watch them against Northern Alabama. So with such a quick turnaround, how do you prepare your team for such a quick turnaround?
It's just moving right on to SEMO. I mean, you know, they're probably already done celebrating in the locker room right now, and then, you know, figuring out what we're going to do here for SEMO, whether they're going to come out here and watch, what we're going to look for. But, you know, we're going to go there, get ready. Coach Mitchell will be here talking to you tomorrow.
All right, that's what I like to hear. I like that. Well, that's Coach Aaron Gratch. Aaron, I want to thank you so much for joining me, and hey, let's do more of this throughout the season.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
my man. Hey, congratulations to you and everybody else here. First-year coaches at NJIT. They defeat Western Carolina by a score of 79-71. Thanks for watching.